All right, question 27. A rectangle was altered by increasing its length by 10% and decreasing its width by p%. If these alterations decrease the area of the rectangle by 12%, what is the value of p? Okay, so for this question, what we could do is we can use some like test numbers here, right, to figure it out. And since we're working with percent, let's just say if we have the rectangle, well, let's just say it's 10 by 10, why not? Right, technically a square is a rectangle, right? Okay, let's just say the length is 10 and the width is 10. And the area here will be 100. Okay, so that will be, especially when we work with percent, right? We use like 100, that would be easier to compare with. All right, so let's just say we starting with the area 100 and 10 by 10. And now we're gonna change things up a little bit, right? The length, we're gonna increase it by 10%. Okay, so the new length is gonna be a little bit longer. It used to be 10. Now we're gonna increase by 10%. That should be what number? Right, so 10% of 10, that's 1. Okay, so increase by that. So the new length should be 11. Right, the length should be 11. And then the width, are gonna decrease it by p%. Okay, we don't know what that is. Okay, so let's just leave it alone. We don't know what the width is because we don't know what p% is. But we know the area decreased by 12%. So the new area, we know from 100 to the new area decreased by 12%. Well, what's 12% of 100? 12% of 100, that should be just 12. Okay, we can do 100 times 0.12, and we get 12. So decrease by 12, so new area should be 88. Okay, new area should be 88. So what we can do is we can actually use the area here. And then the length is 11, we can actually figure out what the width is. Right, because the area of the rectangle is length times width. If the area is 88 and the length is 11, the width have to be 8, right? Okay, the length had to be 8. So we can say this side is actually 8. Okay, this has 8. So now we can compare the width here. Is it went from 10 to 8, right? So we know the width decreased by p%. If we went from 10 to 8, how many percent decrease do we have? Right, decreased by 2, right? And 2 is 20% of 10, right? So here to go from 10 to 8, we had to decrease by 20%. Okay, so percent decrease here should be C, should be 20. Okay, so to find percent decrease, you can also do this formula, right? The percent changes, you can do new value minus the original value, always divided by what we began with, which is original value, and then times 100 convert to a percent. So if we do it in this formula, we can do new value is 8 minus 10 we begin with, right? Divide by original, which is 10 times 100. Here we should get negative 20. Okay, negative because you have a percent decrease. Okay, so it's 20%, negative 20% decrease. Okay. Right. So then that should be our answer. But if you pick these numbers, right, 10, right, 100, those are numbers are easy to work with. So you can also pick other numbers, right? It will still work, except might be a little bit more difficult to solve. Okay, so for 27, our answer should be C.